Good morning. You are welcome to the India Post. University of Mumbai Center for Hindu Philosophical Studies Department has organized 2 days international conference, webinar on Hindu philosophy, exploration of scriptures, history, politics, trade, commerce, economics, sociology, spirituality, peace and ecology. Here is the inaugural speech of Shri Mukul Kanitkar Ji, who is National Organizing Secretary at Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal.
I will start with the Dhyeya Shloka of Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal. Tatkarmayanna bandhaya savidyaya vimuktaye ayasaya param karma vidyanya शिल्पनय पुनम. कर्म वही है जो बंधन में न बांधे. Real action does not bind. Savidyaya vimuktaye. Education is one that liberates. All other efforts, actions are mere efforts without result. Ayasaya aparam karma. And all other vidya which do not liberate, all the education that does not liberate is nothing but a Shilpa Naipunyam means nothing but artisanry. Anybody can do that. With this, Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal endeavors to recreate, in fact, rejuvenate, make a resurgence in education to re-establish the Bharatiya education system which made Bharata Mata a Jagat Guru in the whole world. And hence, I am very much delighted and I thank from the bottom of my heart Dr. Suhas Pednekar and Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni and Professor Ravindra Ji who is the in charge of the center to give me this opportunity to declare this Center for Hindu Philosophical Studies open and inaugurated today at this auspicious moment. I am really delighted, happy and honored to deliver this keynote address on the occasion of this inauguration of one of a game changer center of activity in one of the first modern universities of Bharat. In 1857, when Mumbai University at that time was established, the act of this university was a copy of Act of London University, and the Britishers wanted to copy the British higher education system in Bharat, and that is how the first modern British university, British designed university in Bharat was started in the then Bombay, which is now Mumbai University. In the same way, the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal law of being for the whole humanity, for the whole universe, which pray every day for the good of everybody. Such kind of a benevolent prayer is not there in any other mode of worship, in any other religion, in any other civilization, in any other cultural society that we do every day when we say Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. It is the only worship which aims with this prayer, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. We are not just praying for ourselves that I have done the prayer, I have worshipped you, please grant me my prayer. No, that's not the way a Hindu thinks. That's not the way a Sanatani thinks. That's not the way a Bharatiya thinks. We pray for everybody and not just human beings. Joje vanchila tote laho pranizat. Sant Jnaneshwar in his great prayer of Pasayadan, when he is asking for prasada, after the Vagyajna, after the beautiful knowledge sacrifice that he has done in Jnaneshwari, In his Pasayadana, he is not asking for himself. He is not asking for only for the humanity also. He is asking for everything. Jose vanchila tote lao. Each one should get what he or she or it wants. Pranizat, everybody. That's how we pray. Aushadaya Shanti, Vanaspataya Shanti, Prithvi Shanti. Such a universal prayer, such a benevolent prayer, such a prayer for the good of all. We don't say, Sarve Hindu Bhavantu Sukhina. No, that is not our prayer. That is how other religions work. If you don't worship my God, you won't get emancipation. You won't be liberated. You will have to convert to my way of worship to get emancipated. This is what every religion in the world says, except the most spiritual, most philosophical way of life and way of worship in the whole world, which today is called as Hindu. It had changed different names, like Bombay became Mumbai. So with Sakale Neha Mahata Yogo Nashta Parantapa. So in the flow of Kala, in the flow of time, nomenclature may change. Today, we are known as Hindus. That is our name. Even otherwise, name is given by somebody else. My name is Mukul, not by my choice. I did not give this name to me. Somebody else gave it to me. My mother, father gave it to me. Maybe my Atya, my Bua gave it to me. So, today we are Hindus, proud Hindus, vibrant Hindus, the world leader Hindus, the Hindus that have been giving the vision and guidance to the whole humanity, how to lead a life of resolution, of coming together, working together, of oneness, of worshipping and celebrating diversity of that oneness, the oneness which expresses itself in a diverse way, most diverse way, in fact in a unique way. That is the beauty of darshana. That is the beauty of vision of rishis, the seers who could see the truth beyond this apparent diversity of falsehood, maya, illusion. They could go beyond this illusion and look at the strength of oneness, and through which all our shastras came, all our shat darshanas came. May it be Sankhya or Yoga, the subtlest exposition of how the universe is, every moment being evolved and dissolved at the same time. This beautiful Laya and Srijana going on at the same time, Vishnu working at the same time, Shiva working at the same time, Brahma working. So everything is being created, being sustained and being destroyed at the same time. That beautiful sansarana, sansara, that beautiful cycle of life which is going on everywhere. Our rishis had the insight to look beyond the apparent. The appearance looks as if the sun is revolving around earth. The West did not understand. They said it in their scriptures, in their Dharma Granthas, that when in the morning we see that the sun rises in the east, by the evening it goes to the west. So look, apparently what we see is sun is revolving around earth. But our rishis went beyond the appearance and understood how the whole Khagola Pinda, all these round bodies in this universe, space, how their mass controls their attraction and distraction, how beautifully their gurutva, their mass makes them move around a center which is more powerful. The Mahasurya of the Akasha Ganga, whole Akasha Ganga is revolving around. In that our own Surya, Vivaswana Surya, of that Vivaswan Surya the Navagrahas take around, and because the Chandrama, the mass of the moon is 1/6 of the earth, Prithvi, It revolves around Prithvi. Beautiful scientific explanation of Graha Mandala, our Panchanga, for thousands and thousands of years, in fact, for millennia, for lakhs of years, from time immemorial. Swami Vivekananda says, where even the history does not dare to look into, from that kind of a time, every day when we take Sankalpa, Atashri Brahmano Ahani Dvitiya Parardhe, Shvetavaraha Kalpe Ashtavinshati Tame Kali Yuge Kali Prathama Charane, and when we go on narrating all this Sankalpa, we are calculating 192 crores of years every day. Hence, I request all the Vidvansas here, all the scholars gathered here at the inauguration of Center for Hindu Philosophical Studies in Mumbai University, the befitting reply on the 75th year of our independence. This is the real independence that we are doing today. The university that was formed to colonize the mind of Bharatiya, the first British university in the country, is today getting emancipated by starting this Center for Hindu Philosophical Studies. But that philosophy is more of a darshana, more of an insight rather than just a philosophy. Philosophy is a narration of relation between man and the eternal, man and the Almighty, and the man himself. To go beyond and understand the purpose of this whole life. Why, who am I and why am I here? And what is my relation with the whole universe and beyond? That explanation is called philosophy. But ours is darshana, more profound, more deeper way of saying things. Because it is insightful. It is not just a cognitive or analytical or critical or intellectual explanation of how things happen. When Bhagavan Shri Krishna in Bhagwat Geeta is saying Urdhva Moola Madashakam Ashwatta Pravravyam, he is explaining the Kapil Muni's Sankhya Darshana and the 25 Padarthas in how it whole things Ekoham Bahusyam happened, how the oneness itself took this form of the world, and taking the form of the world every moment. Swami Vivekananda gave new word to English language. Darwin was talking about evolution. Swami Vivekananda in his beautiful lecture on universal religion in US talked about involution, avatarana. The involution of the oneness is happening every moment. It is not creation. The world was not created one fine morning on a Monday by somebody. No. This whole universe is taking shape every moment, dissolving. That is what Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam means. Every moment the Mrityunjaya is happening. The Mrityu is happening. In my body I am speaking. Thousands of cells are dying and the other thousands are taking its place every moment. The anabolism and the catabolism which forms the metabolism keeps me alive. The moment this metabolism stops, the prana goes away, then this is not a living being but a body. Will be sent for Antasanskara because the metabolism has stopped. That kind of beautiful Antaradrishti which was developed. The diverse way of explaining this oneness, the diverse way of realizing this oneness, that is the darshana. That oneness and diversity and no dichotomy between the two, solving that paradox of oneness expressing itself, manifesting itself in a diverse, unique way, that beautiful understanding of life, that is Hinduism. That is Hindutva. And hence I request all the scholars gathered here and who are listening to this beautiful international conference on YouTube or other platforms, and which will be spread, I know, to everybody who listens to this. I request them, let us not use the word as ancient for Hindu philosophy. Hindu philosophy is not an ancient philosophy. It is an eternal philosophy. Puratana nahi hai, sanatana hai. That is the beauty of this living philosophy, living darshana. It is not just in granthas, it is not just in Veda, Upaveda, the Sharanga of Veda. No, not just in that, not just in Nirupta, Vyakarana, Chanda, Kalpa, Jyotisha. No, not just in those Sharangas, not just in Katakena, Kamandukya, Aitariya Upanishadas, not just in Ashtadasha Puranas, not just in Bhagwat Geeta or the Prasthanatrayi or the Itihasa of Ramayana and Mahabharata, not in just these scriptures. It is in practice today. Vedecha, Lokecha. What is in Vedas is in Loka, is in practice. Hinduism is a practicing philosophy. My mother every day gives water to Tulsi Ropa. She spreads some grains for the birds and she puts water outside the compound wall for any stray cattle going here and there. That is in practice, Panchamahayajna in practice. That is not just philosophy in Granthas. We lost our Granthas. In Nalanda, thousands and thousands of manuscripts were burnt. Everywhere they were lost. During Shivaji's Rajabhishek, before the Rajabhishek, 26 new Granthas were created on taxation, on political governance, on how the military should operate, on how should be the cabinet working, what should be the Nyaya Vyavastha, judiciary, what should be the Raja Vyavastha, governance policies, what should be the education policy, what should be the foreign policy. 26 such books were written. We have reference in many books, many biographies of Shivaji of these 26 books. The name list is there. Purandareji gave this list. But unfortunately, the manuscript of these 26 books is lost. These books are not there. Even the Kautilya's Arthashastra was lost. It was available during Shivaji's time because it was referred by Shivaji for the Rajabhisheka, Gaga Bhatta and other Vidwansas who did the Rajabhisheka. But during last 200, 300 years, it was lost. It was again found in 1911 in somebody in Dharwad or in the Uttar Karnataka. And that's why we today have Kautilya's Arthashastra. So books will be lost, text will be lost, but practice will remain. There are villages and villages in which buttermilk is never sold. It is considered that buttermilk is to be freely distributed. Even today, I was in Gwalior. One of our milk supplier on Amavasya would not charge us because according to the tradition on Amavasya, milk should not be sold. The philosophy in practice, not only in Grantha. So the research, the projects, the courses should not just include the texts, but should include the eternal practices handed over to us by generation, by our forefathers, by our grandmothers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers, and not just the Nagari, the urban class, not just the villagers, but even the tribals. They have inherited this inherent philosophy. One tribal from Gadchiroli, tribal student was staying with me in Nagpur. When I asked him, do you know how to make buttermilk? Tak in Marathi. He said, no, I don't know. I learned it from somebody yesterday. I said, why? Why didn't you know? He said, don't you have cows in your house? When I visited your house in your remote village in Gadchiroli, I saw that there were cows. He said, yes, cows are there, but we don't milk them. I said, why don't you milk them? He said, my mother told him, the cow's milk is for her calf, not for us. And we call them backward. They are practicing the eternal Vaidika Hindu Sanatana philosophy in every walk of life. They do not cut any tree. They only cut the branch, and before cutting the branch, they pray to the tree. They pray that I need it for building my house. I need it for some medicine. I need it for burning, cooking my food. Please allow me Please give me your branches. Because for them, forest is their mother. Vedecha, Lokecha. What is there in Ishavasya Upanishad? Tena Taktena Bhunjita. Ma Grita Kasya Siddhanam. You don't have a right to consume unless you sacrifice, unless you renunciate, unless you do something for the society, for others, for knowledge. So that Pancha Mahayajna in practice. That Tena Taktena Bhunjita, Mahatma Gandhi used to say, if this half a verse remains, all other Shastras are lost, Hinduism will still be alive. Because Tyagena Ekena Amritatva Manushu. That is what the Veda mantra says. This renunciation and service, Swami Vivekananda said, these are the ideal of Bharatiya society, Bharatiya Sanskriti. We need to rekindle that, make them contemporary, yuganukul, that is the word. In today's language and today's jargon, in today's academics, we need to bring this. We need to document these practices of our own people. We need to document the texts and compare them and come out with best practices for the whole world. That is what pandemic has shown us. This sanitization, my mother told me the importance of sanitization right from my childhood. When I used to come from school, I was not allowed inside. I had to first wash my feet and my hand, completely wash them, sanitize and then enter. We left it in the name of modernism. And today, the pandemic has taught us, don't shake hands, say namaste. Sanitization, shaucha, that was told to us. Our practices are there which needs to be validated with scientific data, should be researched. So Hindu philosophical studies is a vast subject. In today's conference, you have selected few subjects like history, politics, economics, humanities and things like that. World and peace and everything is there. And on the background of what happened yesterday on the northern side of Himalayas, when Russia exercised its right over Ukraine by forcefully, it's a world politics taking its shape. Otherwise, look at things from which side you are, things like that. But from the world peace, Vishwa Shanti point of view, war sometimes is necessary. That is what Bhagwat Geeta says. People say Bhagwat Geeta is a song of peace. No, it is a song of war. It is a clarion call. 28 times Bhagavan Shri Krishna said, Uttishta yuddhaya kritanishchaya yuddhasva vigatajvaraha. So yuddha and yoga come from the same dhatu in Sanskrit. Yujjate anena iti yoga. From that yujja dhatu comes yojana, planning. From the same yujja dhatu comes yuddha. So yuddha is also needed. So we were veeras. Sahaviryam karvavahe was our prayer. The prayer between the student and the teacher was, let us be veera, valor, full of valor. We should do works. Our deeds should be full of valor. So that adhita, our learning outcome, adhita means learning outcome, our learning, the knowledge that comes out of our learning process should be tejasvinau, should be glorious, should glow the whole world. That kind of a prayer, Sahana Vavatu, was there. That is the path of growth that was enlightened in our Upanishads. So this historical movement on which Mumbai University again, which was the copy of London University, started with a goal to make Bharat into a British colony, to colonize the Hindu mind, today has in real sense declared its independence from that colonial past and said, we will study our own scriptures, we will study our own text, we will study our own people, we will study our own practices, not just traditions. Parampara is not tradition. Tradition is past tense. Parampara is continuous present tense. Parampara is a practice which goes on. So let us study that. Study includes research. Study includes swadhyaya, understanding, studying, and study includes practice, practical, vyavahara. So shodha or research, gaveshana, anveshana, and the most poignant word for research in Sanskrit is tapa. So all these Vidvansas, all these rishis sitting before me will have to do tapa, number one. Will have to do swadhyaya, and number three is acharana. Study should include all three. Let us do this study in the eternal Hindu darshana and make this center a vibrant center of producing contemporary Yuganukul Vidvans, Yuganukul scholars who will solve the problem of the world, of the modern man. With this, I give best wishes to the center and I pray for great future for Mumbai University and this Center for Hindu Philosophical Studies. Thank you.